Interesting to find out about your perception of when you went into this, your first feature film, and then the actual reality, what it was actually like.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote it quite naively. I wrote some action scenes in there. I wrote, I don't know, people wading through knee-deep snow and expecting that the weather was going to do whatever I wanted and all these things. And obviously, once you show up on set, it's the polar opposite. And it was very, very painful shoot. I think we didn't storyboard. We didn't have a shot list because we decided even up to the last day that the script wasn't good enough, and we were developing every day through every day of the shoot. So we were shooting 14-hour days and then editing the script and looking at the footage and never going to sleep. And yeah, I thought of giving up many a times. I did a few days directing in a bathrobe. There's pictures of me. Those days were horrible. Like, the footage turned out very bad. So yeah, so it was very hard, and I'm glad we managed to get all the good stuff together in the end in the edit, I think. And
you grew up round about where you filmed the film?
Yeah. So I went to school in Switzerland for about 10 years, and the mountain that the film is shot on is just on the border of Switzerland. So I know that area quite well. I've skied there loads of times. We've climbed those mountains a lot. So I always thought it'd be a beautiful place to shoot. And that mountain is actually where Frankenstein's monster jumps around on in Shelley's book. Yeah.
I didn't know that. There you go. And you wrote as well as directing. How do you separate the two out?
Yeah, that was hard. I think I'm lucky as a writer-director that I was surrounded by a crew that weren't afraid to tell me what they thought. Like, I mean, especially Tom Miller, the actor I've been working with for 10 years, he always gives it to me straight, and the cinematographer as well. So no one was ever happy with what I wrote, and no one ever just let me have it. No one I could never say, please just do it, I think this is the way you should do it. I always had to give an explanation, so there was a constant dialogue on set with all the actors and the crew, and I think they helped me make sure it wasn't just, it was the best script it could be.
What was the biggest thing you learned in your first feature film that you'll take into the next one?
Schedule your shoot. Make sure you get a night's sleep, because we all slept in the same house, and I wanted people to have a bed, so sometimes I wouldn't have a bed, and I think it's a very bad idea to wake up tired or hungover or any of those things.
So where do you go next? What's on the horizon for you?
Well, we're still working on this film. I mean, one thing we've learned is that making a film certainly doesn't end when you have picture lock. It's a whole other round of about a year-long worth of effort just to get the movie out there. So we're just learning every day in that department. But we're hoping that we can get this film on a DVD shelf somewhere, because we think we can go to investors and tell them, like, look what we did for almost no money. Now we want still a modest budget, but a bit more, and I'd like to go back into the French Alps and do something entirely in the snow and entirely in the woods there. Yeah.
Well, snow, blood always goes well together.
Yeah, I think snow is terribly cinematic and terribly scary.